I'm a huge fan of anything to do with education. It's why I read 30 books a year, and it's why I've spent over 6 figures on mentorship, masterminds, and seminars. And this last week, I just spent $112,000 to join something that's a little bit different than those. I spent it to join 2 different clubs. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you what those clubs are and why they are so valuable to me. If you're new to my channel, my name's Ryan Pineda. I'm a real estate investor and entrepreneur, and the goal of this channel is to help you live the wealthy way. If you go to wealthyway.com, you can get access to our free courses, our free planner, and our free Discord community. So go check it out. Now, I'm categorizing clubs a little bit differently than some of the other stuff that I mentioned for a few different reasons. When you think about mentorship, this is very similar to what we do at Future Flipper, where you get somebody who is the expert in the field and they are training you, the mentee. Everybody should have some kind of mentor in whatever it is they're pursuing if they want to get to the next level. I personally have mentors and coaches, and it's how I've gotten to new levels in my life and my business. Masterminds, on the other hand, are more peer-to-peer. If you get in the right mastermind, you're going to be around a group of like-minded people who are at similar calibers. And when you get all of those people in one room with the agenda of helping each other grow their businesses and whatever else they're interested in, then you're going to start coming up with new ideas, and they're going to be able to walk each other through different things they've gone through personally and help them solve problems because they've probably already been through it. Recently, at one of our events for Future Flipper, we had breakout rooms where we separated people based on how many deals they were doing per year. And those small groups had time to discuss what was going on in their business and what kind of struggles they were having. And the cool thing is, you don't really need a mentor in that kind of setting because everyone is at your level, and so somebody has probably gone through what you're going through and they have the solution. That's exactly what happened. I got to sit in on a couple of these small groups and hear the discussions, and it was really cool to hear the various problems people were having and then to hear somebody else giving the solution and that person feeling really good because now they knew what to do because their peer had already gone through it. So I'm a big fan of masterminds because you're not just learning from one person only, you're getting the opportunity to learn from a bunch of people who are really high caliber. But the last way I've typically invested in my education is through seminars. So seminars are different from masterminds and coaching in that they're usually less personal. You've got somebody on stage or a group of speakers on stage and they're teaching on a certain topic. You as the attendee get to take in all the information. If you're lucky, you can go mingle with them outside of the seminar and start to ask them questions personally. But really, when you go to a seminar, you are trying to learn as much as you can from that seminar and network with all of the people around you who are attending. And I think there's a time and place for all 3 of those things. That's why at Future Flipper, I incorporate all of those into our coaching programs. We have mentorship, we have masterminds, and we have seminars for people to learn. But that is very different than what I just paid $112,000 for. What I joined is what I would consider a club or an organization. And they have elements of what I've already talked about, but they're not on the agenda. They just happen over time naturally by being a part of the organization. So in order to create a great organization, there has to be some kind of niche and some kind of qualifier. And then once you get all of these people together, the club's job is to now set up different events for those members to network and hang out and develop friendships and be able to do a bunch of other things together down the road. So the first club that I ended up joining is called Young Presidents Organization, or YPO. I've been trying to get into it for months and they finally just accepted me. Which is young people who are at the top of big companies. In order to qualify, you've got to be under 45 years old. You've got to have an executive level title like CEO or president. You've got to have at least 15 employees, and you've got to be paying them over $2 million a year. And your company has to be doing over 8 figures a year in revenue. So the beauty of this is that because of the strict criteria to get in, you know if you are in, you've got other people who are doing some really big things and you guys can relate on a certain level. Now, in order to get into YPO, I had to hit those qualifiers and then I had to apply. After applying, they do a series of interviews to see whether or not you're a good fit. So I had to come into the offices and they had a whole boardroom of people interviewing me and asking me questions. What kind of value could I bring to the group? Why did I want to be in it? And then I had to attend 2 different events with the members to see how I got along with everyone else and if anybody wanted to not let me in. One of the events was really cool. We actually got to rock climb with Alex Honnold from Free Solo. So it was cool being able to just hang out with him and pick his brain along with all of the other members in YPO. Now, after months of going through these interviews and going to the events, I was finally approved and I was able to join. Now, I'll tell you, the cost of joining this is actually super cheap compared to everything else that I've ever bought education-wise. It's only $12,000 a year, When you have people of this caliber in one room, all of them could afford way more than $12,000, but that's not the point. I don't think that the organization necessarily cares about making all this money, because if they did, they could charge way more. They're more concerned about the experience of all the members, and in fact, I get to go to Florida in a couple of weeks for the retreat, and all of that is already included with my membership costs, so it's a really good deal. And I think by being in this organization, I'm gonna develop a lot of great friendships with some really high-level people. I'm gonna be able to give them value. I'm gonna get value in just understanding of what they've already been through that I haven't experienced. And I'm sure that we'll end up doing business together in some kind of way, because that's just what happens. So joining that group was really hard, but it was well worth it, and I'm excited to see what it leads to. Now, the second club that I just joined was Southern Highlands Golf Club. Now, this is the best club in Las Vegas, and it cost me $100,000 as an initiation fee to join, plus $2,000 a month in monthly dues. Since I'm under 40 years old, I'm able to put $25,000 down towards the initiation fee, and I can get 0% interest on the rest until I'm 40. So basically, Southern Highlands is seller financing me a membership at 0%, which, as you guys know, for real estate is a really good deal. Also, the membership dues are gonna be far less for me. I think they're around $1,200 or $1,300. I don't have to pay the full $2,000 since I'm younger. But there are a lot of benefits that I'm gonna be able to take advantage of every single week. For one, I love to golf, and so being able to be a member of the best club in Las Vegas is a really big deal. Number two is that there's such a high caliber of people who are members at that club. Most of the athletes, like the Raiders and the Golden Knights, are members there. You've got high-level casino executives and high-level investors who are members there. And just being able to hang out in the clubhouse and go golf with these people is going to lead to a lot of big things. And honestly, at this point in my career, in order to justify a $100,000 initiation fee, I can do that by just getting one deal with one person in there. I started this package where I allowed people to start golfing with me as the only way of getting one-on-one consulting. I hate jumping on Zooms and doing that stuff, so I said, you know what? I think it's gonna be a better value if people can go spend a whole day with me, picking my brain. I can answer their questions. We can actually get to know each other in person, and also have a lot of fun doing it by golfing. And just by letting people do that for a few months, I've made over 6 figures that paid for this membership. So essentially, I kind of got it for free already, but I will say it's gonna create a better experience for the people who do golf with me. And I've also been able to partner up with some of the people who've golfed with me as well in other business endeavors. So all in all, golfing's gonna make me a lot of money, whether it's from people paying and getting consulting, or whether it's me being at the club and networking with the other people who are there. I should also add, one of the reasons that I joined is that I'm probably gonna move into one of my flips that is right next to it. I've done YouTube videos talking about how we purchased this house for $1.8 million, and we plan to put $400,000 in renovations into it, and it'll be worth over $3 million when it's done. And it's literally the only house in my entire flipping career that I said, you know what? I would actually want to live in this because it's better than what I currently have. So the odds of me moving into that house have increased significantly now that I just got this membership. But if I'm being truthful, even though I could justify the $100,000 in all these different ways, the real reason I'm buying it is I just want to golf at the best course. That's it. So in the end, the learning lesson is you should look into joining clubs that fit the niche and people that you want to be around. It can lead to a lot of growth in your personal life and your business, as well as a lot of fun in doing different activities with these people. So go look for a new club. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.